Welcome to Kids Teach, where online students share their skills and insights beyond the classroom. James, the CEO of K12, is excited to hear from students how online learning is transforming their education and opening new possibilities in their lives. Knowledge comes in many forms, and it's always surprising what we can learn when we let kids teach.
Hi there. I'm so excited today. We have a really special episode. Today, we're going to be talking about fashion, and we've got three very talented young ladies here with us today who are all burgeoning fashion entrepreneurs, I think. This episode is going to be really special for me because I actually have no fashion sense. So I think this is going to be a great episode of Kids Teach because I'm going to learn a lot from you guys today. Why don't we start off and kick off today with some introductions? And why don't we start here?
Hi, my name is Laila. I'm in 9th grade and I am a fashion designer.
Hello, my name is Emma. I'm in 11th grade and I'm a costume designer.
Hi, my name is Maliya. I'm in the 6th grade and I'm an artist.
Great. Well, let's dive right into it. And why don't we start with just tell me a little bit about how each of you got into fashion. What does that even really mean that you're fashion, that you're into fashion, or that you're sort of entering the world of fashion? So why don't we start, Emma? Why don't we start with you?
So for me, it was really just, of course, the internet is a really big part of all of our lives with being Gen Z. I discovered, costumes. I think costumes are really cool. That's my sort of corner of fashion. And how I got into it is, I saw these people online and I loved how the, costume design played into how they were able to express themselves, like within the character that they happened to be playing. So I just loved how they were able to do that and how important the costume design was in that. To me, it just, I don't know. I mean, it can both mean your sense of fashion or how you dress personally, or it could be how you tend to decorate around. I think it's very broad.
Cool. Okay. Maliya?
That's a good one, actually. I've always been creative. I've been an artist for a while, and I really enjoy exploring different genres of fashion, aesthetics specifically. My favorite aesthetic actually is cottagecore and coquette. I really like to express myself with my outfits, and also wearing what I want boosts my confidence. It makes me feel more happy and more I'm more capable to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think these days, maybe people say this, but when I was growing up, there was a saying, dress for success, basically. Right, yeah. You know what I mean? There was and I think the world's become a lot more casual, but but at least professionally, it used to be, you really dressing well give you that sort of confidence, you know?
Yeah.
So how about you?
For me, I was never really into fashion as a little kid. I was more of a reader, or I watch TV. I was the PBS Kids baby. Yes, PBS Kids. And for me, when I was I think I was 10 years old, my grandma, we were talking, and my whole family is just really entrepreneurial as in general. My dad, he does carpet. My grandma is an author. I'm her personal assistant, actually. And I am actually coming out with my first book in July with my siblings. It's called London's Enchanted Tea Room. And we also have a clothing company together, Born to Reign. And we came up with this because in an entrepreneurial family, when you don't, it's almost you're kind of out of the box. Everyone's over here with their thing and you're over here in mad. So we just wanted a something. So we were thinking about it. It took us 4 months to come up with it. And it was actually on the inauguration day. I remember this day so clearly because it was just so set out to me. On the inauguration day of President Joe Biden, we came up with the name of our company, Born to Reign.
That's so cute.
And for me, fashion to me isn't just about clothes. I think that it has a lot to do with art in general, even art institutes and stuff like that. Fashion is art, so it can't just be clothes.
Yeah.
Tell me, what age were you when you really started getting an interest in it? And, I think you're all sort of suggesting that fashions, it can be a pretty broad thing. It's not just about clothes. It's about a lot of different things. So at what age did you start getting interested in fashion? And then more specifically, when did you start narrowing into the specific sort of area? Like costume is that's sort of a unique area of fashion, I think. So, did you just jump right into that area, or did you first were interested generally in fashion and then you evolved into more the specific areas that you're in? So why don't you start?
I would have to say about 9, was when I got more interested in it. I noticed that I liked it. My 9th birthday, I didn't wear anything casual. I wore an LMG doll shirt or something and a really, really decorated denim skirt, and I started narrowing more to it this upcoming year, or when I was 11 and 10 and stuff. I would say my favorite YouTuber, she's very colorful and bright. She also influenced me a whole bunch. I never realized I really liked color that much until I started watching her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a big influence, which is also the reason I wear what I wear.
In 2023 now, I got baptized. And I was trying to find the shirt. I was into it. I was so into it. I know I had to wear white, but I was so into what I was wearing after. And I was like, what am I going to wear? So I found a pair of jeans. And then I went into my little brother's room. So I was in his closet and I was just messing around with his suits and stuff. And I put on his suit. I was like, okay, I'm not wearing the whole thing. But I liked the shirt and I could fit it. And I was so surprised because I'm 6 years older than him. I'm like, oh, this is confusing. So I took the shirt and I put it on. And I asked my grandma if she thought I could fit it. She said, yeah, you can fit it. And she didn't know I took it out of his closet. So then I'm at my baptism and I got dressed after I came out. And my dad was like, whose shirt is that? And I'm like, Dennis's. And he's like, why do you have your brother's shirt on? And I said, because I needed a shirt and I liked it and I could fit it. And I wore it. And people kept taking pictures of me. And now I still wear that shirt sometimes. I'll go to church and I have it on. I take shirts. Most recently, I took this shirt that he had got 2 Christmases ago out of his drawer. And I just started wearing it. To church. I wore it.
Your brother's going to start locking his room.
Yeah. No, he doesn't even care. He
in.
gives me the shirts now. I actually, the day before I flew out here, I had his shirt on to go get my hair done. And my mom was like, that's a boy shirt. And I said, well, I'm wearing it and I'm a girl. So it was a girl shirt.
Sure. Emma, how about you? How did you get started? How old were you?
I was 10. And I think it was pretty immediate for me what I knew I wanted to do, because before I was not very much interested in fashion. I didn't care what I wore. And I mean, I'm still not a huge clothing fashion person, but I was immediate. I knew costumes.
Emma, how do you express your fashion? So you do costumes, but are you, do you involved? Are you involved in the school play, or do you have your own company, or do you how do you sort of express your fashion interests?
I have my own business.
You do also, okay.
As well as attending events.
So what is the business?
It's pastel opossum suits. My mascot is a pastel possum.
So you make custom suits? Is that the?
I make both things that I've made and I'm just going to sell. And
when you say suits, meaning costume suits, or suits
costume suits.
And so basically, so you make these at home, and then you sell them online. And how old were you when you started this business? How long ago was it?
I was maybe 12, 13.
And Maliya, how about you? What's the so you're also I don't know. Is it a well, and also you participate in these competitions, right? What for you? What's the thing you want to turn it into? Do you want to have a business? Do you want to run a business? Do you want to become Miss USA? Do you want to, where would this head for you?
National American Miss was a first thing for me. I've never done that before. I went ahead and gave it a shot. I won. They taught me speech and they taught me interviewing skills and how to walk on stage, I never really thought about it turning into a career, but now that I think about it, it could get me a lot of opportunities and stuff, but I'm looking more for turning into an actor, I feel like with Miss Michigan, there was actually an acting competition, you know. I thought that was really cool. I participated in it for nationals. There was a national competition for the National American Miss pageant. I didn't end up getting chosen, but I had some experience, you know. I do want to do National American Miss again, though, because it was very fun, the experience and the people.
But so really, you'd like to parlay the fashion things that you're doing into more of an acting type of career, if you will. And are you exploring that at all now? Are you doing anything in acting now?
I think last year I took acting classes. I was in a showcase for that acting class. The name of the showcase was Dolly the Polka Dotted Llama. I played Dolly. I was the lead. It was really fun, actually. I miss it so much, but I think I will be taking acting again soon.
Yeah, that's neat. And so all of you started doing your things very young, obviously, and it sounds like certainly you had a support system, you had some role models around you. Tell me a little bit about the support system you have around you, and like how did that help you, be successful in what you're doing?
My mom's very entrepreneurial. I don't know if that's what it is, but she's a
go-getter.
Go-getter.
Yeah.
She gets to work and stuff. When I was with Michigan, she made sure I was on CBS News. I was in the newspaper. She got me places. She made sure that I was known as Miss Michigan. I had an Instagram account to make sure I was out there for sure. Right. And I think she'll do the exact same if I become an actor, Yeah. I love her so much.
Yeah. So your mom really helped you along, and she supports kind of your support system to make sure that she's there for you when you need something and sort of pushing you in the right direction. Yeah. Emma, how about you?
I created my first head with my grandma, and throughout all of this, they have been insanely supportive of everything.
And did they help you get your business up and running too?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So they're pretty supportive of you having a business even at your age. And when I was your age, I had a paper route. I didn't even go. It wasn't really in my mind to have a business, So, and I don't think I would have even known how to start a business. So you've already talked a little bit about your family involvement, but just from a support system standpoint, like how you've got your own thing. Your siblings have some of their own stuff, and how have they supported you getting off the ground?
I would say out of all of these things, about 95% of this, either my dad or my grandma has paid for. I do not pay for these things. They're my investors, I like to call them.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
They're the big money people.
Yeah, most parents feel like they're their kids' investors.
Yeah, they are the big money people. And even with their own businesses, they definitely have a standpoint of where I am because they were there. They definitely do insanely support us.
I'm always amazed how mature, high school, not even high school kids can, really be these days. You've really got your acts together, and it sounds like you really know what you're doing. And you've got a support system around you that is really, I think, very much helping and encouraging you to pursue the things you want to pursue, which is really amazing, I think. Okay, I'm going to flip the script here a little bit on you. I've been the CEO at this company for about 4 years. I've worked here for a lot longer than that. I like to tell people one of the amazing things about being the CEO of an education company like this is I get to meet our customers, and I get to spend time with our customers, which is you guys, and it's such a great honor, I think, and a blessing to see and understand the journey that you guys are on. And this is something that I really find is a real privilege to be in the job. And a couple of you are budding entrepreneurs, and I think you have some really exciting things in front of you. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask me any questions you want.
What inspired you to pursue this, if you pursued it or they pursued you?
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was first approached about the job, I actually said I wasn't interested because I was the CFO at the time, and that's sort of a more natural, path for an accountant to go up sort of in the finance route. And also I don't think I had the confidence to think that I could do the job well. And so it took a little while to convince me to to really throw my hat in the ring. I mean, this is sort of part of it, like the ability to have an impact. And I'm 55 years old. I'm getting to the end of my career. This is I've been working a long time, and
Couldn't tell.
To end up my career in a company where I can really have the kind of impact I think that we're able to have, it's a really special thing. And so, and also, have the connection with customers that I can have, and spend time like this. I didn't spend most of my career doing something as impactful as this. I was trying to climb the corporate ladder and, get ahead and all that stuff, and, sort of typical corporate stuff. And to be able to end my career on something where I can really have an impact on people, I think is pretty special.
I have one.
Yeah.
So for me, it took me some confidence and some time to be brave enough to go ahead and get on that stage and did what I did. For you, what gave you the confidence to actually finally accept the CEO offer?
I think that I'm not even sure that I'm yet confident about, being the CEO. It can be a tricky job. There's a lot of aspects to the job that there's actually maybe more elements to the job that I'm not confident about yet. But there are elements that I am confident about. And I thought that, the areas where I could add some value, they could be pretty impactful. And so, and I think a lot of times people have this sort of misconception, like, the CEOs, they must know everything, but I look at the job much differently. I think it's a job where I have a real opportunity to learn and grow. And I continue to learn and grow a lot from the job. And so for me, at least, it's been a really special time to really grow and learn and explore new things. Probably being confident in the job isn't the thing that I focus on. It's, it's really just trying to enjoy the process of being the CEO and having the impact that we can have, and, and hopefully get the outcomes that our customers want.
I'd like to step back from necessarily a CEO perspective, but what made you want to work at an online school like Stride?
Yeah. Well, so I came, when I came to the company, it was for a very personal reason. My dad was diagnosed with something, and I wanted to, we're based in the Northern Virginia area, and my brother lives here, and I want to just geographically be in this area. And that was really, I have a mentor of mine who recently at that time became the CEO, and he called me very fortuitously at that time, and he asked me to join. And it happened to be in the location that I needed to be in. And it was for the guy that is my mentor. His name is Nate. When he called me, I mean, the opportunity just to work with him again, I saw as just a real blessing. And so it was really more that than it was coming to an education company or online education company. And but over the time that I've been here, I've started to appreciate more and more, like I said, the impact that it can have and things like that. So I wasn't really directed towards this kind of a company. I sort of more fell into it. Yeah. And then over time, I grew to appreciate the opportunity that I was given.
So cool.
So, yeah. Well, listen, I think we're probably right out of time here now. And I've learned a ton from you guys. And I've learned a lot about your experiences. And it's really made me think a lot about how we run the company, about how I look at our customers. And so I really appreciate you coming on with me today and teaching me a thing or two. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Amazing.
And to all you out there, thanks for tuning in and learning with us. If you'd like to find out more about online school and K12, head over to K12.com. And don't miss the next episode when we let kids teach.